He is present with his attorneys, Ms. Baker Harrell and Ms. Graves. Also present is a Mandarin interpreter. There are a number of motions for the court's consideration this morning. From the state's perspective, we have filed a motion to have the defendant evaluated for capacity to proceed.
All right, thank you. And first of all, Madam Interpreter, could you please tell us your name for the record?
Good morning, Your Honor. A certified court interpreter is assigned to this hearing. My name is Jaren Tan, certified in Mandarin Chinese.
Okay, and could you spell your name?
Jiaren, last name Tan.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you being here. All right, and would you all like to be heard on the state's motion?
First and foremost, Your Honor, the defense does intend to file a motion later today formally raising the issue of capacity to proceed. In support of that motion, Your Honor, the defense intends to submit to this court a capacity report from Dr. George Corvin, who has met with Mr. Qi and evaluated Mr. Qi and is of the opinion that Mr. Qi currently lacks the capacity to proceed. Your Honor, my request and what I'm asking for this court to do is to allow us to file Dr. Corvin's report under seal, and I do intend to submit a motion to this court, a written motion later today with that request. As to the state's request for a second competency report, I do have some concerns just based on systemic delays that are occurring at Central Regional Hospital and that have been occurring over the last couple of years. Specifically, those concerns are that capacity evaluations have been taking weeks, if not months, to actually complete at Central Regional Hospital. My concern is that a delay in waiting for a second capacity evaluation could have due process implications for Mr. Qi. And because our capacity concerns to some extent revolve around his ability to rationally work with counsel at this time, I also have concerns that a delay in a second capacity evaluation could implicate his right to counsel. With that said, Your Honor, I do not have any authority to present to this court that states that the state is not entitled to a second evaluation. So I would just ask that my constitutional concerns be noted for the record.
All right, thank you. And did the state wish to respond to the, hold on, sir. Please don't interrupt. Thank you. Does the state wish to be heard on the defendant's motion to file that report under seal?
No, Your Honor.
All right. All right, then what I will do is order that report to be filed under seal. And I will also order an evaluation at Central Regional on behalf of the state or in response to the state's motion, and certainly note the defendant's concerns regarding the timing and due process potential implications. And of course, I'm not ruling on any of those or preventing the defense from raising those again in the future if timing becomes an issue. All right, is there anything else to address at today's hearing on behalf of the state?
No, Your Honor.
All right, and for the defendant?
Just briefly on the issue of the additional capacity evaluation, Your Honor. My request is that this court order that any evaluation conducted at Central Regional Hospital be video recorded, and that recording be preserved for future use.
All right, you wish to be heard on that?
I do not.
And what, in the past, I guess the court has had some understanding of some professionals that affects the quality of the work. And I just, does anyone wish to speak to what that does to the process of the evaluation. I mean, neither of you may be qualified. I'm not either, but I mean, I hesitate to dive into telling a medical professional how to conduct their work if it may affect their work. So maybe what I'll do is I will order it recorded, but permit the medical professionals or counsel at Central Regional to petition the court to review that if it's going to somehow affect their ability, in their opinion, to conduct that evaluation and under the best practices, and I want to revisit it.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay.
I have a problem.
Your Honor, there is one other issue that we are hoping to address at this time. In district court, before this case was indicted, we did file a preservation motion in this matter, and I'm hoping that this court will enter a preservation order.
All right.
State does not wish to be heard on that, Your Honor.
All right. Yes, ma'am. I will order that.
I will draft an order and show it to the state and then approach this court later today.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, switch.
Thank you, Your Honor. There's just one more matter we would like to address. Mr. Qi has indicated that he has some issues with counsel and his defense team. However, because I believe we have these pending motions regarding his capacity, I do not believe that this is the appropriate time to address that issue, but would inform the court that perhaps once we have rulings, that perhaps we might need to address that at a later time.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. We'll certainly note that for the record, and we will address it if and when it's appropriate. All right. Anything else for anyone? I would advise you not to, sir. I do not think it is in your best interest to say something right now, and I would ask you to speak with your lawyer before you do that. But if there's something you feel like you need to say at that point, we can discuss that. So my first, sir, hang on, sir. The first thing I said was, please talk to your lawyer about what you want to say to me before you say something in court. Okay, please do it again. Please talk with your lawyers for a minute about what you're saying.
One thing, I haven't met with my attorney from the September 8th. During the 2 weeks, my attorney didn't have any talk with me. I asked Dana Grave to talk with me on September 8th with a kiosk system, but with no response. So during these 2 weeks, we have no talks. And with the mental health doctor, he only talked with me for half an hour. During the half an hour, I was playing with his phone to get some information from outside because I feel I was quarantined in the jails. So I didn't think.
To record what you're saying, you have
I
to
know.
slow down, sir.
I know.
Just slow down a little bit.
I see. So I didn't think that this like a mental health evaluation is like necessary, and I think for mental health before the judge court, his evaluation is too simple, and he might just to get some he just may be because I requested to get a new attorney. Then he said I have mental health problem to bypass this problem.
Okay, we're not bypassing any problems.
So-
Okay, Mr. Qi, I thank you very much. I don't want you to say anything else today. What I want you to know is that you have 2 lawyers beside you who are willing to work for you and with you. And what they need from you is your cooperation and your help. Things will not go at the speed you want them to. Our court system does not work at any one person's pace or interest. There are a lot of moving parts in a case, and it goes slower than all of us would like it to. So you are now in the position you're in, and it will require some patience on all of our parts, but most especially yours. So what I'm going to ask you to do is to please work with your lawyers and work with the doctors who need to see you. Every time you work with them, things move along and things start going faster. Every time you don't work with them, things slow down even more. I know you want to say something else, but that's all we're going to do today, okay? So now you'll go back, meet with your lawyers, talk with them, and we will continue working on your case, and we will set it for a new court date. Okay? All right, and what date would you all like? You want to December?
December placeholder, and then we can move it forward if we need to.
Sure, of course, if you need any time, court time before then.
I was going to suggest, out of the abundance of optimism, that we go to November in hopes that we have the second evaluation by that time.
That's fine, it's November 14th.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, everyone.
Your Honor, may the interpreter be excused?
Yes, ma'am, of course. Thank you so much for being here. Do you need me to sign anything?